Thanks for staying with us. You are watching WION World is One, and this is Speed News. Let's start with all the top stories making headlines today. The Israeli military said it carried out fresh strikes on Tehran, where Iranian state broadcaster IRIB reported blasts in several areas. A brief military statement said Israeli forces had completed a wide-scale wave of strikes targeting infrastructure sites of the Iranian terror regime in Tehran. Kuwait Civil Aviation Authority said Iranian drones strike Kuwait International Airport targeting fuel storage tanks and causing a large fire on site. No casualties have been reported. US President Donald Trump said US forces will end operations in Iran very soon, evoking a timeline of 2 to 3 weeks as his administration pursues talks with Iranian authorities. Asked during a White House event about the impact of high fuel prices since the start of the war on February 8th, well, Trump said, and I quote him here, "All I have to do is leave Iran, and we'll be doing that very soon, and they'll become tumbling down." White House has announced that Trump will deliver an address on Iran a Wednesday night. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt wrote Tuesday evening on X that President Donald Trump will provide an important update on Iran in his national address. Marco Rubio has said that the end to Iran war is near. Speaking exclusively to Fox News, the US Secretary of State has said, and I quote him here, "End to Iran war is not today, it's not tomorrow, but it is coming." Rubio reasoned that there's nothing any country is doing to help Iran that is anyway impeding US mission. Also, he said that there is potential for direct talks with Iran at some point. He also added that US will have to re-examine relationship with NATO after the war ends. US Central Command released a video of what is said showed a precision munitions strike on underground military targets deep inside Iran. The video was posted by the CENTCOM on the platform X. A British maritime security agency has said that a tanker has been hit by a projectile in the Gulf off the coast of Qatar's capital Doha. Some damage has been reported but no casualties. The UK Maritime Trade Operations said it had received a report on an incident 31 kilometers north of Doha that a tanker has been hit by unknown projectile on the port side, causing damage to the hull above a waterline. It added there was no environmental impact and that the authorities were investigating the incident. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel is forging new alliances with quote-unquote important countries in the region to counter what he described as the Iranian threat. Speaking in a video address, Netanyahu did not specify which countries were involved or gave further details. The United States has confirmed the kidnapping of an American journalist in Baghdad by a suspected Iranian-backed Iraqi armed group. The State Department said it had warned the journalist of security risks and was working to ensure the Americans' release as soon as possible. The Assistant Secretary of State for Global Public Affairs said on X that an individual with ties to the Iranian-aligned militia group Kataib Hezbollah, believed to be involved in the kidnapping, has been taken into custody by Iraqi authorities. Iran's Revolutionary Guards have threatened to target major US technology and industrial companies from 1st of April in what they describe as retaliation for attacks on Iranian territory. The statement named 18 companies including Microsoft, Google, Apple, Intel, IBM, Tesla and Boeing, warning that their regional operations could be hit. The IRGC said in a statement that these companies should expect the destruction of their respective units in exchange for each terror act in Iran starting from 8 p.m. local time on Wednesday, 1st of April. The Israeli military says it carried out 2 separate attacks in Beirut, targeting a senior Hezbollah commander and another member of the group. According to Lebanon's health ministry, 5 people were killed and 21 wounded in the Jinnah district, where 4 parked cars were destroyed in the strikes. Witnesses say multiple missiles fired from an Israeli drone destroyed the vehicles, sending thick smoke into the sky. Ambulances and firefighters rushed to the scene, while another strike in Khalde, south of the capital, killed 2 more people and injured 3 others. Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara said on his country will stay out of the US-Israeli war against Iran. While speaking at an event in London, the Syrian president said the country will not get involved in the war unless Syria is subject to aggression and has no diplomatic solutions. Pope Leo urged President Donald Trump to look for an off-ramp to end the war in Iran. This marks an unusual direct appeal from the pontiff to the president to end the expanding regional conflict. The Pope told journalists outside his residence near Rome that he is hopeful that Trump is looking for a way to decrease the amount of violence. Israeli police dispersed protesters who gathered outside the Knesset in Jerusalem against the anti-death penalty law. The bill passed by Israeli lawmakers would allow the execution of Palestinians convicted of deadly terror attacks. In Jammu and Kashmir, 1 terrorist has been killed in an encounter that began on Tuesday night between terrorists and security forces in the Gandarbal district. The joint operation is led by 2 Assam Rifles of Indian Army, Jammu and Kashmir Police and CRPF. According to the Indian Army, Army Op Arahama, during the night of 31st March 2026, the cordon was tactically reorganized amid intermittent fighting. The troops effectively retaliated with a calibrated response, resulting in the elimination of 1 terrorist. Officials said a joint team of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, the Indian Army and the Central Reserve Police Force or CRPF launched a large-scale search operation following specific intelligence inputs about the presence of 2 foreign terrorists in the area. A Russian military transport plane crashed while flying over the Crimean Peninsula, killing all 29 people on board. The Russian Defense Ministry confirmed that contact was lost with the Antonov An-26 aircraft during a routine flight over the Crimean Peninsula at around 6 p.m. local time. Search and rescue teams rushed to the scene after locating the wreckage. Officials say the plane struck a cliff, leaving no survivors. Among the dead are 6 crew members and 23 passengers. According to preliminary reports, a technical malfunction is the likely cause. Defense Ministry Commission is investigating the crash. Crimea was annexed by Russia from Ukraine in the year 2014. France could potentially become one of the first European Union countries to ban social media for under 15s, following similar moves in Australia and Indonesia. However, both houses of parliament seem to have different visions for the ban, meaning they will likely need to reach a compromise before it can become a law. Even if the legislation is adopted, questions remain over whether it could be enforced. Europe's largest Apple museum is set to open and coincides with Apple's 50th anniversary on 1st of April. Spanning over 2,000 square meters, the museum traces Apple's history from Steve Jobs' garage to iconic milestones such as the Apple I. A US judge ordered a halt to construction of a massive ballroom launched by President Donald Trump after the tearing down of the historic East Wing at the White House. Judge Richard Leon wrote, and I quote, "Trump is a steward of the White House, but he is not the owner," adding that congressional approval would be needed for the project. Trump said the administration would appeal the ruling, but insisted the judge was wrong in concluding that Congress must authorize the project. The developers working on Trump's library sketched out a vision for a towering Miami building with room to display multiple planes and replicas of prominent parts of the White House. The AI-generated video, which Trump posted on social media Monday night, displays a tower with a gold entryway and escalator, an illuminated American flag, and the word Trump emblazoned near its top. Asian markets surged at the open as investors bet on easing tensions in the Iran conflict. Optimism followed remarks from Donald Trump suggesting a possible end to military action within weeks. Japan's Nikkei 225 jumped nearly 4%, while South Korea's Kospi soared over 5%, driven by strong economic data and booming semiconductor exports. Wall Street also rallied overnight, lifting sentiment globally. Meanwhile, the US dollar steadied as markets weighed the potential for earlier Federal Reserve rate cut. Oil prices extended gains in Asian trading after a record rally driven by supply fears from the Iran conflict. Brent crude rose above $105, capping its strongest monthly surge in decades, while US crude also climbed sharply. Disruption in the Strait of Hormuz, vital for global oil shipments, have intensified concerns with nearly 20% of supply affected. Comments from Donald Trump about a possible US exit added uncertainty even as attacks continue. US car sales are expected to slip in the first quarter as the Iran conflict clouds the market outlook and drives fuel prices higher. Automakers like Toyota, Ford and General Motors are projected to report declines, partially due to tough comparisons with last year's strong demand. Rising gasoline prices and economic uncertainty are weighing on buyers, though experts say it's too early to gauge the full impact of the war. Meanwhile, Tesla sales remained mixed, with higher fuel costs potentially boosting long-term interest in electric vehicles. Social media platform X faced a brief outage that affected thousands of users across the United States. According to the outage tracker, Down Detector, reports spiked to over 21,000 at their peak. The number of complaints dropped to around 500 within hours, indicating service restoration. Users reported issues with loading feeds and accessing content during the disruption. Down Detector data is based on user submissions and may not reflect the full scale of the outage. The incident adds to a series of recent disruptions on the platform amid ongoing infrastructure changes and cost-cutting measures. Meta has agreed to scale back use of the PG-13 label for its teen accounts, setting a dispute with the Motion Picture Association or MPA. The dispute began after Meta used PG-13 as a reference point for content filters on Instagram. The MPA objected, saying the use of the label could mislead parents and infringe its trademark. Under the agreement, Meta will significantly reduce references to PG-13 and add disclaimers clarifying the MPA is not involved. Meta said its teen safety policies will continue, but how they are described will change. The case highlights growing scrutiny over how tech platforms frame content safety for younger users. Mercor, a popular AI recruiting startup, has confirmed a security incident linked to a supply chain attack following open-source project Light LLM. The company said it was one of thousands affected by the compromise, which has been linked to hacking group Team PCP, while extortion group Lapsus Dollar claimed it targeted Mercor and accessed its data, though the link remains unclear. A sample of allegedly stolen data included references to Slack and internal ticketing systems. Mercor said it has contained the incident and launched a forensic probe with external cybersecurity experts. The full extent of the breach and potential data exposure is still under investigation. Anthropic has said it will sign an agreement with the Australian government to share data on AI adoption across the economy. The deal aims to help track the impact of artificial intelligence on workers and jobs in the country. The cloud maker will share findings on emerging AI capabilities and associated risks. The company will also take part in joint safety evaluations under the agreement. Collaboration with Australian universities on AI research is included in the deal. Anthropic said it would also target investments in data center infrastructure and energy across Australia. Romania is facing more than 10,000 cyber attacks every day, according to Defense Minister. According to the Romanian officials, the targets target state institutions and are part of a broader pattern of hybrid threats. The cybersecurity authorities of Romania have previously flagged cyber attacks and disinformation campaigns aimed at influencing elections. Romania, a member of NATO, has also reported GPS jamming and security risks linked to the war in neighboring Ukraine. In the year 2024, during the election period, Romania recorded over 85,000 cyber attacks. FIFA President Gianni Infantino says Iran will be at the World Cup and will play their group matches in the United States as scheduled. Infantino attended Iran's friendly match against Costa Rica in Turkey and made these comments during halftime. Infantino was pictured watching the match with officials from Iran's Football Federation. Earlier this month, the Iranian Football Federation said it was negotiating with FIFA to relocate its matches from the United States to Mexico. The World Cup is being held in the US, Mexico and Canada and begins on June 11th. Batter Fakhar Zaman is banned for 2 matches. The Pakistan international was found guilty of ball tampering during Sunday's PSL match between Lahore Qalandars and Karachi Kings. In a statement, the Pakistan Cricket Board said, and I quote them here, Fakhar Zaman has been suspended for 2 PSL matches after he was found guilty of a level 3 offence for breaching Article 2.14 of the applicable Code of Conduct for players and player support personnel. Match referee Roshan Mahanama conducted the disciplinary hearing and made the determination after reviewing all evidence and providing an opportunity of personal hearing to Fakhar. Global icon Priyanka Chopra Jonas recently visited the Golden Temple in Amritsar dressed in simplicity with her head covered. She offered prayers at the Golden Temple and warmly greeted fellow devotees. True to the spirit of the holy shrine, the actor actively participated in seva. Viral videos captured her sitting on the floor of the Langar hall, washing soiled utensils alongside other women. During her trip, she also took time to enjoy the local culture. Hybe India, the entertainment powerhouse behind acts like BTS and Cat's Eye, has opened nationwide auditions to discover talent for a new global girl group. The search invites female talent from India born between the year 2005 and 2011 to showcase their skills in vocals, rap, dance, acting and modeling.